Hello, everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of Hall Pass Entertainment's new podcast, Locker Break. I'm your host, Sarah Blyle, a senior at Starsmill High School, and today, Community for Creativity teacher, Mrs. Christy Todd, will be joining me to talk a little bit about Locker Break. So, it's the first episode of Locker Break. How did we get to having our own podcast?
Sarah, thanks so much for having me on the show today to talk about Hall Pass Entertainment's new podcast series, Locker Break. You know, this has really been 10 years or more in the making. This school for a long time has focused on students across classrooms making new and original content, and our Community for Creativity initiative started 5 years ago to support classrooms with that, and kids started making a lot of really cool content. And we launched an entertainment label a few years ago, Hall Pass Entertainment, and it's just time. It's time for us to have a podcast show for kids to be able to share what they're learning in classrooms, what they're interested in, for teachers to talk to other teachers. And the name Locker Break, it really comes down to what you can hear in the time that you would be in between classes, so 3 minutes or less. And so really quick and short, but something to think about.
That's awesome. What kind of content do you want kids to produce for Locker Break?
Well, I think it really comes down to what they think the school would be interested in, right? So it's like, what is our audience looking for? And I think when you think about our audience, it's teachers, it's students. They'll be able to hear this on our streaming platforms, also on Panther Radio. So I would advise students to ask others, like, hey, what do you want to hear about? I think a lot of times, like funny jokes, kids love hearing about that. Also interest, what people are interested in, maybe where they've traveled, some interesting things that have happened to them. And then also in classrooms, like what students are learning. So maybe they're studying the Pythagorean theorem and they can make a podcast about how that could be used today in the world. Or maybe they're studying a famous historical figure and they can make a podcast about that so we can all learn about it. So really the sky's the limit. We just want it to be 3 minutes or under.
Thank you for listening. Make sure to visit Hall Pass Entertainment at Hall Pass Creates on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Hall Pass Entertainment. See you soon!